Hello again, Scorpio. So before we begin your reading, I have two cards for you, and I like the way that these are tying in with what you pulled last week. So from Le Vampire, you have natural, authentic, real, and organic. This card speaks about there may be too much reliance on feedback from society right now. This is where you need to get away from identifying yourself by your job, your status, your personality, your wealth, and get back to who you are naturally. And then looking at that with balance. So before it was like you were hunting down something, but you were growing in the way that you were going after your desires. Now balance is saying that running towards something may chase it away. This is about being careful about being deceived by your own desires. And then it also speaks about compulsive behaviors and chasing illusions. Now, Scorpio is kind of famous for that. When we have our heart set on something, we can become obsessive. So I feel like the message here for you is that whatever you're chasing, whatever your desire is right now it's time to stop and really get back to who you are before you start going after your desires again. Here's the energy coming through. There is two ways for me to look at this. When you see the King of Pentacles, especially as a signifier, this could be your feeling right now. And looking at that with a natural, it's almost like you're projecting yourself in such a way that you want people to notice your success instead of who you truly are. It's funny. So now the King of Pentacles to me is like King Midas. Everything he touches turns to gold. And this could be your feeling right now of being successful. Now, the King of Pentacles also represents an earth sign. This is somebody who is very dependable, very open to giving and receiving. So, we shall see where this is going. Is this somebody that's offering you that love and romance, or is this you coming through right now? Oh yeah, there is definitely a feeling of success going on. The Ace of Pentacles, that being the past coming through, is really good. So the Ace of Pentacles, again, the aces are always good opportunities coming through, but this is about getting some money. This is like security in your life, and even financial security at that. And, it's like these two are perfect together. It's like, yes, we are successful. But why is that why is this the feeling that you're projecting right now? If somebody is offering you love and romance, you don't want to come off this way. I just feel like I need to say that. You need to be who you are naturally. Very nice. Very, very nice. So in the present, the Four of Wands. I like the Four of Wands because it speaks about action. This is about celebrating, but you understand that there's still more work to do. You have the foundation laid, you have the four walls up, and you're taking a minute now to celebrate how far you've come. And yeah, for sure. So all of this is good, but, I feel like there's a part of me that just, it's like, that's great that you're successful and you're celebrating that, but, remember who you are, the depth of your soul. This doesn't define you, right? But that's fantastic, though, that there's a success. And for sure, celebrate it. Oh, very nice. Very, very nice. Future conditions. The Magician this represents the thought. So before anything is created, it's always started with a thought. And that's what the Magician is doing. He's pulling from the divine source. And he's bringing that information down to earth to create something big here. And he has all the suits on his table. And again, it's the action, right, that makes this thought manifest in your life. So you're working on something big here. But, again, with balance, it's like, be careful about what you're chasing here, The best path to follow. Wow, Scorpio. So there's like this focus on what you're doing with, I feel like, your professional life right now. Seeing the Page of Pentacles as your best path to follow is saying that, there are still these opportunities coming through for you to create more in your life. That page is looking at that pentacle and going, what can I do to make more? This is also about putting in some hard work. This card is telling you that you'll have the backbone to do all the tedious work that you need to do. But, the other thing too with the Page of Pentacles, and I always say this when he shows up, you have to remember to make time to play as well. I mean, everything can't be about work here, and again, it's like there's this need for some balance in your life right now. I mean, you dropped out with that Knight of Cups, and it almost feels like there's this need for some passion, some romance, and some love in your life, rather than, constantly chasing work and what you're doing here. Because you are successful, for sure, with the King showing up, yes. I mean, yeah. But again, it's like there's this need to kind of step away from that for a minute is what I feel like. But again, I mean, nothing negative is coming through here. It's just, looking at those oracle cards, it's like, something's missing. Yeah. So in your environment, and look at it, there's the beginning, there's the end. And here you are, successful, sitting in the middle. Like, yeah, I busted my ass. Look at what I have now. The Ten of Pentacles is like absolute security and financial security. And it being the end of the journey, it talks about looking to the future to see what you can do now with what you have. And again, there's just, I don't know, there's just this feeling where there needs to be some balance in your life, for sure. It's like everything is like work. It's all work. You're super successful and you're like celebrating it. And yeah, I have fantastic creative ideas and I'm bringing them down to earth and I'm busting my ass to create it. But there's a need for something else here, and again, remember with natural, this doesn't define who you are. There's something else missing. Oh, very nice. Very, very nice. So, it's funny because overall, this is a very beautiful reading, but there's a part of me that's saying, wait a minute, the emotions, the passion, the love, the romance, where is it? It's all work here. But with the Nine of Cups, seeing that as your hopes and your fears, it's like, the Nine of Cups is the wish fulfillment card. This is about, indulgence and abundance and emotional fulfillment. And again, there's a part of this card too where there's a little bit of smugness where you're like, yeah, look at what I have, But why is it that this is what you're projecting out right now? It's fantastic. You're successful as hell, for sure. And definitely celebrate it, And with the Magician, yeah, you're just creating more of this in your life, which is fantastic. Because again, it's like you're looking ahead. What can I do now to create more? But again, there's this need to make time for some play. And again, with that Knight falling out, it's like, maybe you need to be open to, that offering coming through rather than constantly, chasing this. When you look at balance and it talks about being deceived by your own desires, it's like, your desire here is success, which you have definitely created in your life and you will continue to create. But what's missing there? And with that Knight falling out, I feel like it's a little bit of love and romance. Oh, and the outcome. Now, seeing that to me is saying that, yeah, there's definitely something going on emotionally right now. So the Seven of Cups is like, what the hell do I do? There may be some disorganization. And again, not getting caught up in illusions and looking at it this way. It's like, here you are. Look at me, I'm successful. But, you're not being who you are naturally. And you're pulling from the divine source to create something new. And it's like, there's this need to be careful here about working too hard to create these things in your life because you're already successful, but something emotionally is going on right now. And when you're pulling that divine information down, it's like too many options may pop up for you. I mean, you're hoping to have that emotional fulfillment and that little bit of smugness where you're like, look at what I have. But yeah, something is missing here. I just feel like it needs to be said. I mean, overall, this is a beautiful reading, very successful, which is fantastic. But, maybe it's time to take a look at what you're lacking emotionally right now, because your physical world, what you have is great. I mean, it's like you have everything that you want, but you're lacking emotionally right now. And again, it's like your emotions are like disorganized and there's too much focus on work is what I feel like. I think that's why that page shows up, because, you know, again, there's always that part of it for me when I see him that is saying that you need to make time to play as well. Everything can't be about work. You know, you're super successful on creating the things that you want, and you're, you know, for sure, celebrate it. But again, it's like more work, more work, more work. You know, what else can I do? And then you get to this point where emotionally you're like, what the hell do I do? So, and with the Knight of Cups falling out again, I feel like there may be a part of you, you know, inside, when you go back to who you are naturally, when you talk about chasing the things that you want, it's always, you know, there has to be an emotion behind it for Scorpio to go after it. It either exists or it doesn't. And if it exists, we have a tendency to become obsessive about it. But here, I don't feel that it's, you know, you're chasing away anything. It's more like you're not chasing the things that maybe you need to be looking at, possibly. I still feel like there's this need to get back to who you are on an emotional level, more importantly, and get that balance in your life between your success and your emotions. Okay, Scorpio, so you are super successful. Absolutely. And it's like you're wanting to create more of that, which is fantastic. It's like where before you were hunting something down, but you were being smart about it. It's almost like you took a page from Capricorn. And all you're doing now is creating this success in your life, but you're forgetting about who you are naturally. With the Knight of Cups falling out the way it did, it's telling me that there is a need to have something a little bit more in your life. You are super successful, and definitely you should be celebrating it. That's great. But I think that if you continue to chase that, you're going to be doing a little bit too much hard work here. And then you're going to be neglecting yourself emotionally. And again, it's like there's this need to have some love and romance in your life. Being the Knight of Cups, yes. And, you know, again, this card speaks about that this stuff does not define who you are. And it doesn't. This, to me, again, is like you taking a page from Capricorn and creating all the success, but who we are naturally is emotional. We are emotional creatures, and we crave emotional fulfillment. There is a need here to get back to who you are and find some balance between your success and your emotions, because you're going to be left in this spot where, you know, when you start pulling here from the Magician, from the divine source, it's going to be like, oh, you know, there's so much here. And emotionally, you're going to be like, oh, you know, and again, it's chasing illusions, not getting caught up in illusions here. And I think that the illusion is that, you know, you need to continuously create the success in your life, but you already have it. It's time to start enjoying the things that you have when you look forward here. But when you're looking forward, you're looking at emotional disorganization. But you're hoping to have some emotional fulfillment. But it's like you don't get it because you're not being who you are naturally. So I think for the first time ever here, I'm going to say that, and this is scary, it is time for Scorpio to tap into the depths of their emotions and start going after some emotional fulfillment. You know, maybe what you need to start creating here is some more love and romance in your life.